Hello everyone, I am Daniella Breen, and this video today is focusing on aligning with the truth, and specifically light codes, downloads, light language, and the downloading of all of that, because it is increasingly becoming a part of the language common to humanity, and yet there aren't a lot of explanations around. Okay, so let's start with saying that light language, light coding, is the building blocks of the universe. It comes directly from Source, or God, or the ultimate sacred truth of all that is. And it is able to be brought down through the dimensions of the universe and has developed the universe over time. Also, what has happened is, as the universe has been developed, there have been variations of the light language and light coding that have been developed based on specific needs in specific dimensions and areas of the universe. And so different planets with different consciousness focuses and so on will have their own variations of the original light language and light coding, and will be developed directly from the light coding at the foundation of the universe. Gaia herself has her own unique light language, and it's pretty much been buried for a long time, like so much of higher consciousness. As humanity has gone through this 10,000 year journey, these higher frequency consciousnesses, including most of Gaia and her language, her light language, have been buried, have been quietened down, so that humanity could hear its own voice, its own soul voice, and its own sacredness, and stumble through its own mistakes and so on. It's a tough journey, but it was the only way to build a sacred consciousness at the level of humanity. Humans had to be tough. So throughout Earth, we have many human languages, and these languages, for example, English, Italian, whatever it is, all of the languages have been heavily corrupted. They're corruptions of light language, because of the journey that has occurred has been very dark and brutal. And so darkness has really interfered with the earth languages to support humanity into enslavement rather than mastery. And that was expected. That was part of the deal. But what will happen as the human race ascends, which it is in the journey of, the earth languages will realign with the true sacred languages of light, and the coding and the codings that go with that, which means that humanity will be able to be a master race of creator gods, ultimately. Okay, so to go from that, let's start with saying you're not here by accident. Okay, you came into this 10,000 year journey with a specific part or parts to play. Okay, you didn't foolishly stumble in here. You came in as a master. You designed, or were part of a design of great intention. Okay, you're accepted for this journey based on your intentions, your abilities, and your support system, okay, which is many, many beings and teams of beings, and you represent them. In other words, they support what you're doing and you are counting on their support. It's a full team process that you're going through, not just you, an individual human walking the earth. And this team has to be well set up. It has to be well designed. It has to be master designed for you to get in to this human journey. And the other thing that matters as to whether you're accepted in this journey in the first place is how well that all gels with the intentions for the human race and this whole program. Okay, sometimes it's about you being committed to the human race and the program. Other times it might be about you being committed to something else that is working with the human race and its journey. Okay, so it really depends on how that all came together, what was intended, what was necessary, and how well it works with the intentions of this whole thing, of the development of the human race and the ultimate ascension of the human race and Gaia's planet Earth, and all of her civilization, and which actually is the final shift into the entire universe being upgraded. So here you are 10,000 years later, and you are transitioning out of the lower system, okay, which has been really intense and just gotten tougher and tougher over the 10,000 years, where you've likely forgotten most of who you are and what you are. And you're rising up into the truth. You're shifting from one crazy, rough paradigm into another. And it's a confusing, rough journey. Understanding that your team continues to be with you, it's likely gone through some transitional changes itself over the 10,000 years, but all is present right through, all the way up to source. All is present in your journey out of here. That doesn't mean it's going to be easy. You are still the captain of this ship. You are still the one who is moving into mastery. But a lot of what you think is true, a lot of your definitions are going to be distortions. They're going to be confusing, and they're going to be misleading. You require your team that operates beyond the lower system and in the higher dimensions all the way to source to come out of this most smoothly and most well. So you, even if it doesn't feel like it, you're fully supported. And as you rise up, as you unravel, you get to hear more and receive more and become aware of more of you and your system beyond what you've been tangled in, what you've been compacted down to. So your human earth system, which includes your body, your chakra system, all of your energy bodies and a whole lot of stuff, It has its stock standard stuff, and then it has its stuff that's unique to you. And as you rise higher into the frequencies of light, into the truth of you, you get to experience those developments more and more. So this human earth system that I talk about is complex and multidimensional. It is the vehicle that enables you to be here on earth and will support you into your highest state, your state of mastery. As you rise up and untangle, you align more with the higher frequencies and you become more open to the higher consciousness of the being that you are and the system that supports you. This increasing awareness enables you to, your support system to support you more deeply and to download different light code programs to support you in your journey. Okay, so your support process becomes deeper and more specific to your needs, where you are at the time and what you're developing in, what you're moving beyond, what it takes to do all of this. And it's important to be aware that some of these downloads and some of your support system are common to all or most or much of humanity and the earth itself. And others are more specific to you, who you are, where you need to be, who you need to become aware of, what you need to become aware of as you're coming into the truth of yourself. So some is general, some is specific. All of that is incorporated in your support system. Just a bit of an idea of the types of things that you're going to be downloaded with or are being downloaded in include streams of consciousness that help you to remember who you are. And that comes at different times, and they will repeat those downloads as you are developing in a specific area. They'll repeat those downloads so that you can grasp it more deeply. So if you've noticed that you develop awareness over time about things, and you can say the same statement every couple of years saying, oh, I realize now that I'm this, but it means a whole lot more to you. It's a deeper awakening. Another thing that gets downloaded is share consciousness. Okay, streams of consciousness that are in line with who you are, what you're here to do, and they're to be shared with humanity. And you will be doing that regardless of how you define it. Whether you realize you're receiving downloads or not, you may be someone who spreads the message of love, non-judgment, the message of joy, of peace. You may be someone who shares consciousness around working through things, developing yourself. There's all different beings on planet right now in human form that are sharing consciousness, that are different streams of consciousness, and they may even appear to contradict themselves, but they're accessing different levels of human consciousness and supporting them from where they are, and they're all important. And the most powerful thing you can do is not get into arguments about it, not think that person's wrong or they're saying I'm wrong, but instead stay focused in your own frequencies and share from that consciousness. It gets hard sometimes, but that's the most powerful thing you can do. Because we come from that compacted sense of black or white, yes or no, right or wrong, correct, incorrect. And where it's all expanding and opening, and so there's all kinds of streaming consciousness going on for all different levels of human consciousness. Okay, you can also be downloaded with programs that upgrade your system, your consciousness, to function better in your transitioning journey. Okay, so your system requires help to upgrade into a state where it's functioning, dealing with higher frequencies of light and levels of living, and that's different to what you need in lower levels of living. There are also, you also get downloaded with programs and consciousness that guide you into different things. For example, to take advantage of specific time-sensitive opportunities for activation and different support streams. So, and you don't have to be aware of it all. You become increasingly conscious of it all as you go through. But you don't have to be aware of it for your system to be taking advantage of this, for your consciousness support system to be taking you through things even if you don't know they're happening in the physical world. But the more consciously aware you are of what's going on, of where you're being supported, of what's coming up, of what you need to have your attention on, the more consciously present you are with that, the more you absorb it, the more you integrate it. So the better it is. But that doesn't mean you should be worried or bouncing around, trying to keep up with all of the, whatever, the activation codes and the gateways that are open at a specific time. It's a journey of partnership. It is your journey of mastery, and it is a journey of partnership. And so you are being supported in that, and you will be present as much as you can in any situation. And sometimes it requires for you not to be aware of what's going on, because the work that's being done, you're not ready to be conscious about. And you have to trust your support system as they work with you on this. As you increase your consciousness, okay, as you rise into higher frequencies of consciousness, of light, and of self-awareness, of the sacred truth of you as the sacred truth of you, you will be developing your consciousness of your energy system, and particularly your chakra system, as active, productive systems that are going on. So for a long time, you were taught to relate to chakras as things you had to clear and things you had to keep reasonably open, things that could be blocked and too open and so on. But they are so much more. Your whole system is so much more than that, so much more complex. And over time, you're going to develop your relationship with your system and become aware of its activity, not just in terms of blocks or opening, but in terms of transmissions and information flowing and receiving. And this is where you start to become aware of light codes, of the downloads that you receive. You might see it, you might feel it, you may be advanced enough to be interacting with your support system so that you can ask them for downloads for things and receive them and experience them opening up, unfolding in your consciousness. But at the very least, you'll start to experience streaming light codes coming down into your system, maybe coming down into your crown and coming down into your system and operating through your system. You might see it. It might look like just light streaming, beautiful sparkly light or smooth light. There's so many different vibrational variations of light codes. Remembering that everything is consciousness. All of energy is consciousness, so it's all light codes. Okay? But experiencing those downloads, the more you do that, the more you see it. The more you see it, the more you relate to it. And yes, you can build your presence with what they are about, what is being downloaded, what specific consciousness is being integrated into your system right now. You'll also find that over time you will be receiving more and more and more. And part of that is just developing your awareness. In other words, you're always receiving a whole lot more than you realize. But also a part of that is as you transcend the lower system and as you align more with the sacred truth of you, you are opening up to more of the infinite being that you are, and developing your presence of that infinite being in your human life here on earth. And so that requires more and more different types of downloads, of reprogramming your system, of expanding your consciousness as to what it means and how to work with that aspect of yourself, how to be present on earth with humanity, with Earth civilization, in this developing, expanding state of consciousness that you really always have been. So you will over time develop an awareness of the light codes, and you may see them as little symbols, and it looks almost like computer language coming down, and you can see depth of it and multiple streams of it. It is beautiful stuff. It is a depth of support for you in this journey that is accelerating and expanding your ascension into the sacred truth of who and what you are, and living as that. So I think that's really what I wanted to share today. I think that's really what I wanted to say. Have a beautiful day.